Alright, so first I want to start by saying Kal, Alal Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakakwadash. Also want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of James Street Stone. And to you walking out there, pushing the truth in sincerity, the hopeful elect. Shalom. This is the brother Kanan from James, Jamaica. Here's another lesson. And in this lesson, I just want to point out, give you an example um, of what, well, not to do basically. You know what I mean? This is an example of what not to do or try to do in this time frame. And I'm speaking unto the elect of the nation of Israel, that's you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, predominantly. You are the sons and daughters of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, or for anyone that descend back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. If you follow that lineage, that straight line that I just listed out, and then yes, you are an Israelite. But again, you will not be able to track your lineage by my forefather, because you know a lot of integration, so to speak, to would have taken place. However, if the Spirit resides with you, the Scripture is making sense to you, then more than likely you could be an Israelite. All right. So that's for the most I to sift and to figure out. All right. We just teach a word, and for those who have ears to hear, let them hear. Now, in this video, this is the Maroons basically going out, running away a few police officers, seems to be, all right? So, and I mean, the chief would have stepped in place to come out and talk to them, you know? But when I'm looking at this and looking at these children, and I mean, and whatever, you're walking blindly into it, because you could have been, many of you could have been put to death there. And I mean, many of you could have been put to death there, and this is ignorance. And I mean, this is, oh, you're a protestant, whatever. And I mean, if this is just also to show you that if the government really wants to run in on the Maroons and have a fight, you know what I mean, it's simple. The army of the Maroons, based on what I'm seeing here and what they have, is not capable of fighting a physical war with even the rulers of this earth, the rulers of this your puppets in Jamaica. A gang community could have taken on the Maroons and win. You know what I mean? The clans gang could have taken on the Maroons and win. Um, um, all these other gangs, these big organizations in Jamaica, they can take on the Maroons and win because they're physically, they have more members and they're more powerful, based on what I'm seeing here. You know what I mean? And I know this is not the Maroons, so don't get it twisted that I'm saying, oh, these are just the Maroons. You know, these are just a small sect of them, or you know what I mean? But based on understanding what I understand, still they could have taken you guys on, and it would be a serious fight, or you guys have come out on the losing end. Now, I know you guys believe in your so-called witchcraft and all of these things. You know what I mean? Yes, we have powers, but witchcraft is not the power that I'm referring to. So I'm gonna play the video. I'm gonna get into some scriptures. You know what I mean? Because trying to fight that's what the chief was basically saying to these men. No, step back. You would have died. You know what I mean? Walking down and beating drums, and you people are what you've heard about your heritage and the witchcraft that would have done back then. You people are blind by that. You know what I mean? And I'm saying, if you continue on this path and you don't come to your true nationality, or your true who you are, then you're gonna die. You are going to die. And a lot of a lot of you Maroons know that you have the people in Ghana and those places. You are the same people. Those persons on the west coast of Africa, they are the Israelites. We were taken from ships from one end of the earth, West Africa, other places also, or mostly there. You know what I mean? And brought to the west, to the West Indies, to the Americas. You know what I mean? To come over here and be slaves, and you, a person, to have fought for your so-called freedom, but they've tricked you. You know what I mean? You've been deceived. They give you a paper and know that, look here, man. Okay, as long as you stay there, so everything is good. But really and truly, they control everything. And if they want to do anything, they can do it, and they will do it. So if you're planning to fight, I'm just going to play the video, and then we're going to read some scriptures. All right? For those who are not hearing, the person is saying lower your voice, and then you're calling to one of the persons at the front saying, "Hey, the chief is talking to you." You know, that's the chief of the Maroons there, I think, right? So my shit, kids just excited to see the crowd, just walking down, you know, lost, don't know what they're really about. They just hear a head through our story and they're into it, you know what I mean? Stones, no aggression. You pretty oh, so you're willing to die. I understand the fight, you know, standing for something, but it's best not to fight stupid, to have sense, you know what I mean? Alright? This is the chief coming out here, you know what I mean? And you see what is across his back, you know what I mean? I'm telling you, yo, based on you guys are not going to win any real fight in this is not um in the time of Nani and when you know or whatever. It's not gonna be like that, yo. There are a lot of ways. Even if you think about jungle war or whatever, there are many ways to fight you people and win. You know what I mean? I think in Vietnam, the Vietnamese tried these same strategies that you personally have been using, and they were doing great. However, what they did, they created forest fire that flew over these players and burned them. There are documentaries out there to tell you there are more than one way to fight wars, yo. You know what I mean? And you have to be smart. So even using the bush as guys and all that, those things are outdated, yo, for certain standpoint. You can make a fight on foot that way, but when planes start dropping bombs on these things in areas, what are you gonna? It's just don't make no sense, right? Let me continue. Please exit. Please exit. No. Please exit. Alright, so that's it basically with that. Please exit. Alright, so that's what you're seeing there, right? These 1, 2, 3, I think 4 of them could have easily that number there. Anyway, it would have caused an outcry nonetheless. But this is going to the lesson that I'm basically going to do. Alright, so this is it. Alright. So this is Psalms 44 and verse, we're gonna start from verse 5. Alright, so through thee will we push down our enemies. Yes, our enemies. And I mean anybody joins onto the so-called white man and any other nation that is against us will be classified as enemies. As a matter of fact, the police force is here to keep the policies of the queen. That's what police mean. Right? They are here to enforce policies. Alright? Now let's continue. It says, through thy name will we tread them under that rise up against us. For I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me. You know what I mean? So guns, ammunition, machete, stones, these things will not save you. Anyone that is going with these things as of the fighting method, you're going to die. You are being prepared for slaughter. You know what I mean? And that's just to put it out there. You know what I mean? Alright, so let me give you this. Alright? I'm not going to make it long either. I'm going to try to not make it long because it's already 9 minutes. Alright? So this is what the Lord says for us to do. You know what I mean? Alright, so for first thing, we have a spiritual war to fight first. So we have to wake up the people to understand what the goal of the Heavenly Father is. Which is, we are the true sons. We are the rulers of the earth. We should be on top. We are going to be on top. However, we have to be patient and let the process work take place. Because everything is being done in His order. By saying that, there's a lot more to it, but I'm not going to get into that at this point. Let me just read the next verse. So this is definitely 3 and verse 8. It says, therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord. Because what? We're going to have our king is returning. And the persons don't believe in this, you've heard about UFOs and these things. The government, the American military, our Pentagon is now coming out and saying that they've been seeing these things. We've been saying these things to persons for years. Persons look at us crazy. No, so what about your government? Are they crazy? Because they're saying that they have pilots that have been seeing these things, recording them, and they have footage to prove it. But we are telling you that we were seeing them, but persons did not believe. You know what I mean? So you get the drift. Alright? Let me continue. Therefore wait ye upon me, said the Lord, until the day that I will rise up to the prayer. Till I rise up to the prayer. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. That's going into World War III. That's going into what you're seeing taking place in the Middle East, China, Russia, Iran, all teaming up to fight against America. Also with Syria, all teaming up to fight against America, the United Nations, and every other that force that you're seeing, Israelis in the Middle East. That's the war that's brewing up, or brewing for basically the Lord's pleasure, for our pleasure. I'm going to devour them in the valley of Jehoshaphat. So that war is basically created, the Most High mustered it. We have to wait on these things to be done. You know what I mean? Yes, chaos is going to take place. People are going to die for hunger. You see what they're doing with the whole lockdown and the whole taking away your so-called rights. All these are part of the prophecies, but you have to understand the end result and how to walk. You know what I mean? As you're gonna die. Many persons are gonna die for hunger. Persons are gonna die for rioting, being shot, being killed. You name it. A lot of persons are going to die. All right. Yeah. So that was that there. Let me just read the next precept. All right. So this is Zechariah 12 and verse 7. All right. And this is, the Lord also shall save the tents of Judah first. The tents of Judah is referring to what? Judah, Benjamin, and the Levites. Some of the Levites, because the kingdom of Israel was split into two kingdoms. You know what I mean? And one kingdom, the tents of Judah, was basically Benjamin and Judah, and the Levites were amongst both kingdoms. You know what I mean? And a lot of them was with Judah. Alright? So let's continue. The glory of the house of David, that the glory of the house of David and the glory of the inhabitants of Jerusalem do not magnify themselves against Judah. In that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them, so persons that are weak, feeble, not so strong, you know what I mean, shall be what? Feeble among shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as gods. Did you hear that? So we are going to be like gods again back on earth. So in the time of King David and I think it was 600 or something like that soldiers, I don't remember exactly. You know what I mean? He had some elite warriors amongst him, and when those men went out to fight, you best believe they were known for what they were good at, which is war. You know what I mean? So we're gonna be like that coming. It's a I think it's a 10 chapter. I don't remember the amount. That to flight is when you can look up that also. One shall put 1,000 or something like that to flight. Yeah, something like that is going to happen, yo. We're gonna have spiritual power, but we have to wait until that is given unto us. The Maroons think they have spiritual power based on their witchcraft. However, sorcery, witchcraft, voodoo, all those things shall fail. Or you're gonna say, oh, this is our African. That's witchcraft, yo. Witchcraft is witchcraft. Full type of the same belief. You know what I mean? That's why he's so confident in what he says, because he think that, oh, spirit of the ancestors are God. Come on, man. You know what I mean? We're not getting to that though. Alright? So the Lord is going to save us, and we have to believe and trust in that. That's what we're here for. Understand the process, trust and believe. Know who you are, know what we are here, because we sin against him, and what he's going to do is going to redeem us, or he's going to fight for us. He said, as birds flying to the Lord of defending Jerusalem, those are those chariots. You know what I mean? So be as it may. If you want to believe, believe. What if some did not believe? Shall he make the faith or the non-effect? Let me just find it. I'm not quoting it wrong. Let me just quiet it and go to run. Alright? Bear me here. Alright, so it's Romans 3 and 3. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of God without effect? It says, God forbid. Yea, let God be true, but every man a liar, as it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy saying, and mightest overcome when thou art judged. So that's just a lesson there. And I mean, if you decide to take this thing in your own hand, you're gonna die. If these persons were left by their own and think that, oh, they are so mighty, they're gonna beat Jump and fling stone and whatever, you'd have been shot, yo. You know what I mean? More than likely you'd have been shot. Anyways, again, call Allah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash, the balance to the apostles, and the of James Graham Stone, and take him out there. Shalom.